Hello everybody, Steven here with Cardboard Coalition, and today I figured I'd bring you guys a review of Tiny Epic Vikings. I'm going to do my best not to say Tiny Epic Galaxies, Cowboys, Dungeons, any of those. Tiny Epic Vikings. This is from Gamelyn Games, and I got my notes so we can dive into this. Alright, this is for ages 14 plus, it's for 1 to 4 players, and it takes 30 to 60 minutes to play through. The theme of the game: you're a Viking clan and you're trying to be the most Viking of the Viking clans. You're trying to gain favor with the gods to show the rest of the clans that you are the most favored, right? So the theme is trying to be the best Viking clan there is, right? All right, now mechanics. So the mechanics of the game is drafting. At the beginning, you'll be given some cards. You'll choose one and pass it. So there's drafting in the game. You can watch our how to play to see how that works. We did a how to play on this one, right? You also have hand management. Once you've gotten your 4 cards, you have to decide if you're going to battle or throw cards. You have to decide if you're going to battle for one of the favor cards. I believe they're called favor cards. Or if you're going to put down a card to do the leader action or rune action. And you have to decide when you want to do that. Because your rune actions are based on some of the runes that you've already played before and some islands, but it's a lot of playing before that helps you out a lot. Now, the other thing that you have is area control. And how that works is each of these islands have their own little runes, and if you have the most Vikings there, you have the most power there. Not necessarily the most Vikings, but just the most power through the Vikings. Sorry, Misha decides to walk around. The Vikings, the temples, and your ships. Then you control that area. Right? And then other people can take control of that island from you, so on and so forth. So area control. Now, ease of play. I wrote down here, ease of teaching, ease of play. I wrote down easy. I think it's a little easier to understand the game or to teach the game, I guess, understand and teach, than it is necessary to play, and only slightly. And the reason I would say that is I've noticed each time I've played this with people, I try to explain how you get points. You get points at the end literally from your favorite cards and from the runes you've collected. That's it. Not from how many Vikings you have anywhere, not from how many supplies you have, not from how many boats you've built, not from how many temples you've put out there. Those are all means to get the cards, the favorite cards, and to take control of islands. But I still say it's easy. It's maybe a little bit closer to the medium weight, but he's still easy for the ease of teaching, ease of play. Now, I played through this 3 times now. We did it with 4. We did it with 3. I went 3, then 4, then 2. I was going to try to get a 1 play in before I did this video. Time crunch and all that kind of stuff, because I do have an actual other job. Or a job. This doesn't make money, so it's not a job, it's just a hobby. But I actually have a job that pays the bills, keeps the lights on and all that stuff. So time crunch, I was going to try to get a single player in before I film this for you guys, but there's a lot more information in the single player. Now, it might be easy once I've read through it, but I want to say it's almost half the amount of pages as you would have to read just to regularly to play. There's a lot of changes that go on there. So I haven't played it at 1 player. But the one thing that I do see a lot is people not fully understanding, sorry, this one to turn off, not fully understanding where the points come from. Though I have said it does show it on your map, but I think it's a little hard for people to wrap their head around. You have 3 gods, they're going to come in the scoring. You have first place god, second place god, third place god. And they're going to land, these 3 gods that you've chosen for this game are going to land somewhere in there and get you points based on where they landed. Those points are literally from here, from the favor cards, and from the rune tokens that you get for controlling an island. So I would still say easy, but on the higher end of easy, right? So the more difficult end of easy, or how you want to look at it. All right. Replayability. I would say there's a decent amount, I put good, decent amount of replayability. Now there's God cards. Now, I did get this off Kickstarter, so I have 2 extra God cards. But there's 3 God cards, so that changes it up. Right? For the favor cards, I do not remember how many. I think I did get a couple extra because of the Kickstarter. But right now there's 14 on the board to choose from out of 4 people. You can only hold 3. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more on here. And there's a way, like I said, you can see the how to play, but there's a way that you pick the cards. You can't just grab any card. So that changes up the play a lot too. So I would say the replayability is pretty good. I think there are different tactics. I have won every game now, not because I'm a great player, but I try to tell people, and maybe you guys will keep this in your mind before you play it, these double rune favor cards are just a godsend, right? All pun intended, or a lifesaver when it comes to the end, because you get 2 runes that you get to count instead of 1 rune, right? So by these shifting around, the gods shifting around, it does change it up. So I would put good for the replayability. Now the production value, it's I was gonna say it is a tiny epic game, but it's also Gamelyn games, right? They all fit in this tiny little box. Oh look, you saw behind the box. All right, they all fit in this tiny little box. It's a nice heavy box, right? There's actually, let's see if I can open it. There's actually an inlaid picture on the inside of the lid, which makes it cool, right? A nice sturdy box. It comes with linen finished cards. All the cards are linen finished. It has all these little wood pieces for your boats and your Vikings, your ruins, your villages, right? There's all these little wooden pieces that are fun and make the game feel very premium. Like I said with the dungeon, there's a lot packed into this box, the Tiny Epic Dungeons. Right, Tiny Epic Vikings has a lot packed into the box in good quality too. All right, so production value is really good. I didn't leave the rule book out. It's this tiny little pamphlet that's sitting here, but it does really explain the game fairly clearly. Right, I wasn't in need of any extra explanation after reading the rules. Now let's move on to the value versus cost. Right, how much I paid. Or we paid, Resvon and I paid for the game compared to what we're getting out of the game. So I looked up the MSRP, $30, but everywhere I saw that had it discounted at least a little bit. So you're paying about $25 or so, but we can even go with $30. At $30, the amount of play it gives you for 1 player all the way to 4 player is really good, right? The production, the amount of play is good. The replayability, the production value is good. And the price is low, right? So $30. And like I said, a lot of the online stores are selling it at discount. And they vary a little bit because one store is giving this much, one store is giving that much discount and things like that. But at $29, I think it's a good to really good, to be honest, value. The other reason I would say is if you're going on a trip anywhere, this is really, I'm looking around to see where my other one is. I think Tiny Epic Dungeons is down in that calyx. They're all this size, right? I have Blast Off somewhere too. Tiny Epic Galaxies Blast Off. They're all this size. I mean, if I had 3 of them, they would stack up this high. Easy to throw in a box to travel somewhere. So you can have a game to play, right? And like I said, up to 4 people. So I think the value is good to really good, to be honest. Now, would I play it again? As we talk about all the time, I do my best not to rate unless I get a big push that everyone wants me to rate the game. Is this a 5 out of 6? Where does it land? Is this a 5 out of 6? Is this a 5 or a 6 out of 10? Is it a 4 out of 5? What is it? Who cares? It's more, hopefully by the review, you'll understand if you like it or not, right? So at this point, it's where I say, do I like it or not? Would I play it again? Yes. I enjoyed playing it. Like I said, I really wanted to get a solo in, but once I cracked that book open and I looked at the clock, I'm like, I really don't have time to read the rules, play the solo, and do the review. So without reading the rules, there's no reason to read the rules without playing game. No playing the game without reading the rules in solo. And no review, right? Well, there can be a review, so I went with review. Anyways, getting off topic. Got lists, stay on topic. So would I play it again? Definitely would play it again. Would I ask to play it again? Yes. I've asked people to play it multiple times now, and I want to ask people again because I'm actually feeling a little bad because I've won all 3 times that I've played now, and I really do think it's because of early on going for battles and trying to get those twofers, the 2 runes, to try to get myself nice and secure points wise before I move around and grab tiles. But yeah, I would ask to play it again. I would gladly play it again. I think this will be a great travel one. Once Reswan gets here, she wants to see the United States, so we'll do a lot of traveling. This is definitely in my mind for travel. This one, dungeons, it all depends with Reswan playing. Dungeons is probably going to be one. Blast Off will be one. Those are all really easy ones, so it's definitely a game that I want to play again, and it's a game I'll ask people to play. So that's my review of Tiny Epic Vikings by Gamelyn Games. I'm Steven with Cardboard Coalition. Help us grow the coalition by liking, commenting, subscribing, all that great stuff. You know the YouTube thing, so do it if you enjoyed it. If not, thanks for sticking around this long, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.